Hi everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and this is the project that I was talking about in my last couple videos that I wanted to show you. I just basically took a ordinary box and I gave it a little bit of a twist to it and a little bit of a surprise. And yesterday I had filmed my video for this one here, and I think it's adorable. And I'll show you what happens once you pull it out. And it took me 50 minutes. 50 minutes to show you this box from top to bottom. So today I have to make this a very quick video, or a quicker video, at least cut 10 minutes of this off. So I'm going to have a lot of my stuff already prepared, already done, papers already onto the cardstock, the DSP onto the cardstock. I will show you how to do it, how to cut it out, what to score. The score marks will all be inside the video, and I just have to make this a quicker video because it just went way too long. So unfortunately I have to cut some parts that will already be done, but I will give you measurements and everything and what you need, and I'll show you a little bit of how to put it together. So anyways, this is a fantastic box. This is the one I made before. This is my first box. And I absolutely love it. This is the second box. This is the one I filmed yesterday, and it took me 50 minutes to do it. I can't believe it took me 50 minutes to do it. But this is with the confetti celebration papers, and this is this here is the Tangelo Twist, which both are new papers, new designer series papers, and new cardstock for our new catalog that came out in June. And so I'm going to show you another box like this, but using, I'm sorry, it's called Mossy Meadow, which is a green color, and Park Lane Designer Series paper. So I'll be using those today. What I want to show you on this box is amazing. And I'm going to make a lot of these for Christmas when they come up to my little nephews and stuff. I think they will absolutely love these when I give this to them. I'm going to give them money this year because I have to make these boxes for them. And they are little ones. There's a couple little ones that we have in our family that I can't wait to give this to because I just want to see their eyes. But anyways, I need to get going on this video. So this is what it does. You just pull this up, and this is what is coming out of this box. It is money. I absolutely love this. This is the coolest idea, and it could keep going and going and going. And unfortunately, this I only put in this box here like $3 worth, but you can put as much money in this box as you want, as much as you want to give. I think it's great for birthdays, anniversaries, anything like that. I think it's fantastic, and of course it's popping up because the way this goes in the box is this money is rolled. So there it is, but I can't wait to show this to you, so let's get started. So this is what I mean by cutting it a little bit short. Now I have a piece, and this is just regular cardstock that I had gotten from my local craft store. I didn't want to use my Stampin' Up paper to show you the example. I just wanted to show you an example because I'm already going to have that pre-done, pre-cut, pre-papered. But anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. So I have here, and this is what you will be cutting out in your Stampin' Up cardstocks and your papers. This here is an 8.5 by 8 sheet of cardstock. And the cardstock I will be using today, as I told you before, will be the Mossy Meadow, and I will be using the Park Lane Designer Series paper. But like I said, this is just a demo. So I will go ahead and tell you all the measurements. I went ahead and pre-measured this, pre-scored this, as you can tell, and I will cut a little bit of it out with you. So anyways, on the 8-inch side, okay, I want you to score at 1.5, at 3.5, at 5, and at 7. Okay, and don't forget these measurements will be within the video as I'm telling you these score marks. And then I want to turn this to the 8.5-inch side, and I want you to score at 1/2 inch, 2, 6.5, and at 8. Okay, so this is what your piece of paper is going to look like. Okay, if you were using the regular Stampin' Up cardstock. Okay, now what I want you to do is there is On the 8.5 inch side, make sure it's going up and down. Okay, there is a smaller flap here, and there is a larger flap at the top. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you, when you cut this, to make sure that this smaller flap is facing to you, because you will be cutting, as you can see where these scribble lines are, you are going to be cutting these two boxes off right here. There's two little squares. You'll be cutting that off. But make sure that this smaller flap is where you're going to be doing on your cutting side, because if not, your box will not work. So what I will go ahead is I will cut this out for you. Now there is this score mark here, this score mark here. You want to remove this whole entire box. So there's this, go to the first score mark, keep going up until you get to the second score mark, and keep cutting, and then you want to cut it off this way. So basically you want to cut off this big square of a box, and you want to do everything I am doing on this side of the paper, you want to do on the opposite. Cut this piece off too. Okay, and I will show you what it looks like once it's all done. Now you have score marks here and score marks here. You want to cut up those score marks to the second score mark. There's a little tab, there's like a little small one, go up to the second one right here. Okay, cut them both. Okay, and now these are, I don't know if you can see, but you have like a little small tab here, a smaller tab here, and a smaller tab here. You want to leave the middle tab right here. You want to leave the middle tab, just cut this tab off and that tab off. So basically you are cutting the first tab off, and you are cutting, let me turn it this way, the third tab off. And you want to leave that middle section. Okay, leave that middle section, that little, you can see there's, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a score mark right there. So you want to leave that alone. Do not cut that off. So your first one and your third one, leave the middle. So you want to do exactly this on the opposite side. Okay, so let me get this out of the way, and I will show you what I am talking about. Now, this is the piece of paper, which is this mossy meadow. This is what you are going to end up with. As you can tell, remember I only did half. Okay, so you want to make sure you do the other half exactly the same way. This is the piece that you will end up with. So here's the corners that you cut off, and here are the flaps right here, the three. You made a cut up here and a cut here, and there's your flap, and there are your little 4 empty corners that you want without the flaps. Just the middle ones have the flaps. Okay, so I hope you're following me so far. If you have any questions or anything about this project that I'm making, just leave me a comment on the bottom of the video, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So what I went ahead and did, now that our piece of cardstock is all cut off, and this is what it should look like, I went ahead and put the designer series paper on top of this already. Now, this, like I said, is the Park Lane designer series paper, and this was what I call the flat piece. So the small piece that I was telling you to keep at the bottom. The flat piece is 4 1/4 by 7/8. Okay. Now this is the top of your box. The top is measured at 4 1/4 by 1 7/8. So you cut one of each of those. Now these are what I'm calling my sides. Okay, you have one side, and this is the other side. There's a big square here that you want left open, because that's the inside of your box. And the 4 corners you want left open too. Okay, so these two side pieces are measured 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, and then these two pieces are our corner pieces, and these are 1 7/8 by 1 3/8. So basically this is our box, and it's so much easier to go ahead and put your designer series paper on now while it's sitting here flat than putting it onto the box when it's like this. It's either way you could do it. It's not a big deal. There's how the money is revealed. And there is also a little Velcro that I put on there to keep this shut. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can seal this totally shut and give it to them like this. But I prefer to do the Velcro just in case. This one will not stay down because it needs to be rolled back up. Just in case somebody may want to reuse this box. So it's up to you whether you want to do the Velcro or not. So this is what our box looks like. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to turn it over, and on those two little flaps, okay, put some sticky strip on there. This is how we're going to close our box. So what I'm going to do is flip it back over, okay, and I am going to, I have all my score marks, but I have not varnished them with my bone folder. So I'm going to do that and get this box moving. Okay, and we will do this one here. So just basically fold on all your score marks and give them a varnish. Make sure the box kind of gets a little bit stiff. Okay, fold over these three and just give them a little varnish on all three of those. Come on this side, do the same thing with these three here. Okay, and now we have what looks like this. Now, as you can see, there is a slit. This is the most complicated thing that you are going to have to do on this box, is this slit. Now, this slit is approximately 3 inches. I made it 3 inches. You can make it 3 1/4, 3 1/2. It all depends on how much room you want left at the side. It really does not matter. I will bring this sheet in just to kind of give you an example. Now, this box here, which is this box here, is 2 inches. So I just went down and marked it at the 1 inch mark because that's center. Okay. Now the two end boxes from here to here is 4 1/2. So it would be 2 1/4. So I kind of measured in to make sure I found my center. The center does not have to be perfect as long as there is a slit in this box. It doesn't have to be, it could be smaller in the front, bigger in the back, bigger in the front, smaller in the back. As long as you have a slit in there that's kind of somewhat a little bit, like I said, mine's not perfectly in the center, but it'll work. So what I recommend is that when you go to cut your slit, now this is how I did it. I took an X-Acto knife. A lot of us crafters have these. And what I did is basically I put a mark right here with my pencil, and I will show you on this piece here. This is the piece right here that we will be working with. This piece here. I just put my little dot, because that's right in the middle. And basically I eyeball all this stuff. I really don't measure it out. I just kind of eyeball it, make sure it's center. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that it was at least 3 inches long. Okay, so I just, or you can even do it 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch in, and mark your 2 little lines. So you can take a ruler, okay, and you can measure this at, actually it's 3/4 or 1/2 inch, depending on how long you want it. It doesn't matter. I've got them both marked. This would be the 3/4 mark. This would be the 1/2 inch mark. And you would do that on both sides to make sure you have a good measurement. Okay. Then what you would do is you would take your X-Acto knife and go right tiny bit underneath this dot, just a tiny bit. Take your ruler and go a tiny bit and match up those lines. See, match up those dots. Okay. And you would go ahead and you would go across here. Okay, to here, to here. Okay. Then you'll move this up a tiny bit, just above the line, and do the same thing. Okay, with your cutter. And then you would just go down the slides, just 1/4 of an inch here, and like 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch here, and pull that out, and it will leave you with this. Okay, see how that slit is? It's not very hard. Just score down here, and make a little slit on each side. It's not very hard to do. It may look more complicated than it is. Then what I did is, then I put my designer's series paper on this piece. I wanted to make sure that this slit was already done before I put my designer series paper on. And because I did that, it's going to make it harder to go through 2 layers of designer series paper and cardstock rather than just the cardstock. It makes it much easier to cut. And then if you glue this onto this piece and you go to cut, the X-Acto knife gets caught on the glue. It doesn't give you straight lines. It makes kind of a mess. So I recommend that you do all of your cutting first. Okay? Then come back, put your designer series paper on it, a whole piece, this whole piece. Flip it over, and then you will take your knife and just remove the excess piece that goes right here. That was the designer series paper. Because basically you would have your designer series paper like this. It would be one whole piece. So you would have to cut this out from underneath, and it's so much easier doing it that way than it is doing double layers. So I hope you all can follow me on what I just did. And I wish I could have really shown you how like I said, 50 minutes on that video I could not do. I didn't want to bore you guys. That's a long video. So anyways, now what we're going to do is we're going to put the box together. So basically what we want to do is we want to take our two ends here, okay, and we want to bring them up, okay, and bring this side up here to form our box. Okay, this is going to go over. Let me go ahead and remove this piece of tape, the sticky strip. Let me see, of course, it always gives me a little bit of issues when I am filming. Okay, so you want to bring this up, and you want to bring it in there kind of tight. And of course, I forgot to score on that line, which is a bad thing. You want to make sure you score those, your little flaps there. Let me get this one too, make sure they're scored. Score them well. So you take these two and push them in like this. Take this one and push it over. Make sure it's all nice and straight. Get it really tight, and that flap will just fold over. Okay, and that makes your box. Do the same thing. Take that tape off, or you can push these two in first if you would like. Take that tape off. Okay, push these, get them in pretty tight, and this will fold over. If you got them in there just right, it will fold over. And I probably don't have this exactly right, but it's pretty close. There it goes. Okay, and there is your other half of your box. So now basically this is the box. This is it. Now what I would recommend is to put Velcro here and a piece of Velcro here so you can close it. And I can't do that with you right now because unfortunately the Velcro that I bought, and I will show you on this box, I love the Velcro, very small, 3/8 of an inch Velcro. This Velcro that I bought, I didn't realize that it takes 24 hours before it adheres really good to this paper. 24 hours. And I'm thinking Velcro shouldn't do that. But the kind of Velcro I bought from my local craft store, I didn't realize it, but it said you have to let it cure for 24 hours before you can open and close this. So unfortunately I can't do that. But if you can find something that doesn't require 24 hours, put one right here, okay, and then close this and put the other one right underneath. And that's why your box will stay closed. If you want to give this as a gift and they want to re-give it to somebody else, they can. If not, then go ahead and take some sticky strip again and just put it on the top of here and close this down, and it won't come open. But once they pull the money out, that's it. You won't be able to reload like this here and reload on your money again. You won't be able to do that. So I recommend doing the Velcro. So like I said, I went ahead and I pre-made my little sentiment, which I put congratulations on this one. The other two were happy birthdays. This is congratulations. I used this with the I keep on forgetting, it's Mossy or Moss. It is Mossy Meadow. So I cut a piece of that out with my modern label. Okay, so that's the label I used right there. And I stamped this with the Mossy Meadow ink. And I also used the congratulations came from this set called Express Yourself. And I love it because it has so many different things like happy birthday, congratulations, love you, happy anniversary, you can do it, amazing you. It has just a ton of different ones, and I love this set because you can use it for a lot of different projects. And then it is a hostess set that you can get if you host a party. So if anybody's interested in hosting a party or anything like that, you can get in touch with me. If you are in the Texas area, would be great. And so I stamped this congratulations on a piece of Whisper White, and I cut it out right here with my window, if you can see it, my word window punch. These two punches, they go kind of hand in hand with each other. So that's how I did that, and I just backed the little congratulations with some dimensionals, put some more dimensionals on the back of this, and now I'm going to set this in the box, put it on top of here, like this. Let's move it over a little bit. Okay, so that's our congratulations we have instead of a happy birthday with a congratulations. Now I'm going to set this aside for a minute. Now comes the money. Oh, and there's one other step I forgot to tell you about before we go ahead and do the money part. We also need another piece of mossy meadow cardstock, and this is for the tab. Okay, so what I had done is this is 6 inches by 2, and I scored it at 3. So I'm going to fold this over like this, give it a good score, give it a really good crease, because this is going to go into my scalloped tag top puncher. Okay, my scalloped tag top punch. And then you also need a little piece of the Park Lane paper, and this is 1 7/8 by 1 inch, and I'll show you where that goes in just a second. So here is my scallop tag topper punch. Okay, and I want to be able to use this punch, but if you take this, okay, let's open this up. Open this up like that. If I was just to take this with the folded end, okay, not these two ends, the folded edge. So the folded edge has to go inside there. So it's 2 inches, so you could just kind of push that in. And I do not want to go all the way to the top. If I go all the way to the top, I'm going to end up cutting out 2 separate pieces, and I don't want to cut out 2 separate pieces. I want to cut out 1 full piece. So I'm going to push this down just a little bit. And if you can't push it down, just get your scissors or something that you will be able to push it down. Okay, so now I want to do it just a little bit more. I'm sorry if I'm getting my head in the way. But can you see that? Okay, see how this is all empty? There's no paper. I've got it lined up with this right here. Okay, you don't want to put it all the way up to the top. You want to line your edged paper, your creased paper, right to this right here. Okay, and so now that you've got it lined up, you want to just turn it over and you want to punch. Okay, then punch a little bit hard. It's got to go through a couple layers. And then you want to go ahead and you want to pull this out. So now what happens, excuse me, is I now have something that looks like this. So these two are connected, and that's what we want. Had we put it in this way, we would have 2 separate pieces and it wouldn't have worked. And I didn't want you to put it all the way up to the top, because then it would have been 2 separate pieces. So I kind of lowered it just a little bit so we get one kind of long piece, of course. Alright, and now, the only reason why I made this and told you to do it 6 inches by 2 inches is because it's hard to get that out if it's any shorter. So now I just need to cut this a little bit. Okay, and so I'm just going to say go ahead, and it doesn't matter how much you cut this off, it doesn't matter, you just need to trim it. I'm going to take it to about the 1.5 inch mark, and I am going to, that's my score, I am going to cut it. Because I had to go through a couple pieces of paper. I didn't want it, like I said, I need to change this. My blade is getting really dull. So I'm going to put that back in there again and just make sure that it's cut. And once again, it did not cut. Let's try it one more time. You know, I'm trying to save time on our video. It doesn't want to work. Okay, there we go. Should have done that way the first time. But there's a little jagged edge, and that's going to bug me, so I'm just going to clip this off just a tiny bit. So it doesn't really matter how big you cut it. It's whatever you want to do. It really doesn't matter too much. Now that little bitty piece of paper, the little bitty piece of Park Lane, it is going to be attached right here. I just want to give my tag a little bit of bling, so I'm going to take some snail and I'm going to adhere that, and I'm going to put it right about here and stick that down, and there we have like a little bit of bling right there for our tag. Now I've got a piece of Whisper White ribbon. It's about 1/4 inch ribbon. I am going to put the 2 ends together. I am going to push it through this part right here. Okay, get these two, and you see this hole right here? Take the 2 ends and push it through the hole and pull. So now you have this like cute little pulley. Okay, And then I'm going ahead and because it's so long, I'm just going to go ahead and clip some of it off. So now we have a little pulley. Okay, so what we want to do now, this is where the fun part comes in, because now we get to play with money. So this is a couple pieces I already did of dollar bills. This here is washi tape. You can buy that at your local craft store. They do sell some of it on Stampin' Up, depending on, you know, like come in an array of colors and stuff, so you can also get it on there. So basically what I had just done is I'm just going to go ahead and attach $3 bills together. I've got the first two attached. I'm going to attach the third. So I get me a piece of washi tape and I kind of line it up, just, you know, just overlap it a little bit. Put a piece of washi tape on there. Flip it over and do the back side. Now you might want to do the back side. You don't have to. And like I said, washi tape is really easy too, because the stuff just kind of pulls right off the money. Nothing sticks to it, so that's why I'm using washi tape. So now we have this long kind of bills looking here. So now what I want to do is I want to attach this money to this tag, and like I said, that's why I said you didn't really have to make the tag too long, but I want to go ahead and get a little bit more of my washi tape, and I want to take a piece off, and we want to just adhere this little piece of tape to this side and to this side. Okay, make sure they're attached to both sides. Okay, and that will be how you pull that out. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to take our money and turn it over. Okay, and we are going to roll, and keep rolling until we get our paper. Or our paper. Yeah, if this was only paper. I'd like to make the comment that, you know, money grows on trees, but seeing that we're using a lot of paper, and I think that's how paper is kind of made. Anyways, this is what we do. Just keep on rolling and rolling and rolling until we have this shape. Flip it over. Now take your box, bring it back in, and you want to go from the inside, and you want to pull your strings through there, your little ribbon, and you want to pull your taggy. Okay, and you just want to let that money go. Okay, and there, okay, I might have gotten a little bit tight. There is your box. And like I said, make sure you have, you know, you can put Velcro here, you could put a little button with a little string maybe. I mean, just something to close it if you prefer to close it. You know, if you want to, like I said, do it as a permanently, you know, a permanent thing, so that you know, once the money's pulled out, it's pulled out. That's perfectly fine. I chose not to do that just in case, like I said, somebody else decides to give it away to somebody else, and they can have it as a gift. So basically, that's our box. I mean, I am just absolutely loving this box. It's the cutest little box ever. So I hope you all followed me when I was doing this box. And of course, this still has money coming out, and we'll just roll this back in here and see if it will stay down for us. And it's doing a little, it's trying. So anyways, these are the boxes, and I hope you give these a try. Can you imagine? I'm going to do this for, like I said, for Christmas, and just want to see my nephew's eyes and opening up this, because I'm going to give them all dollar bills, and I may give them, you know, $10 or $15 worth, and I could just see them pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling all those dollar bills out. And I have two, like I said, very younger nephews that I can't wait to give this to. So I'm going to make these for Christmas, and this is what they're going to get their little Christmas gifts with, in these boxes. So hopefully you, like I said, followed all the instructions and you understood it all. So if there's, like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these boxes. I think they're cute. I haven't seen anything like this out on YouTube that I know of. I kind of searched a little bit, haven't seen anything kind of like this, so I'm hoping that mine will be the first to be out there, so everybody can have a chance to make some of these, because I think they're terrific. So everybody, thank you so much for having me here and letting you watch me today, because like I said, I'm sorry if this was one a little bit too quickly, but hopefully you all followed me. But anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Before you go, if you would do me a great big favor and go to the right hand side of my blog, and where it says join this site, if you put your email in there, your email address, you will be able to follow me with all my great projects. If you need any supplies for this, go down below the video, click on any one of those little pictures. It'll take you right to the shop button. Go to the top of my blog and there's a shop button, and you can also shop from there. So I'm making it easy for you guys. So anyways, leave me comments down below. I would love to hear what you think about this box. And like I said, please join me and follow me with all my great little inspiration videos, my little projects that I have here. I hope you all will give me a try and follow me. So anyways, I hope everybody's had a great day today. I love showing you this project. Please come back again for some more projects, because I would love to be able to show you those. And I guess I will be saying goodbye for now. See you next time. Bye.